G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another Marvel United gameplay video for you. This time it's for the Fantastic Four expansion, so Marvel United Fantastic Four, I guess. This came out with the Marvel United X-Men Kickstarter, but yeah, it's almost like its own separate little expansion or separate little game because it doesn't have X-Men sort of written on the box for that particular expansion, and I guess the Fantastic Four aren't X-Men, so there you go. Yeah, I haven't played with the X-Men on camera before for you guys, so I thought this would be another sort of unique video to show off, yeah, see how they work. They've got a lot of cool teamwork abilities and that sort of thing, so it should be good fun. Just before we get started, I also wanted to just show off something that just arrived in the mail today. I'm quite excited about it. I've only put together the first part of it, but essentially I've been looking at how I'm going to sort of store / display the models, because I have been getting into the painting of the models for this game too, and so I found through the Discord, there's a Marvel United Discord, and I found out about the company called TablePlay that put together sort of, I guess they're like, I don't know if they're acrylic or these sort of plastic dividers and display stands for the models. So yeah, I thought I'd show that off. So here we have the first couple of, you can see they're sort of very shiny there, but the first couple of rows of this sort of tiered display stand. So I won't get too close there because I don't want to tip them over and have them all fall off, but you can see here they have these little nameplates. I've flipped these ones over on the side, these X-Men ones, because they don't have the X-Men labels available yet. They're on the way, obviously, with the new Kickstarter arriving, but I've just ordered the tiered sort of stands and little name rings here for the just for the first base, or the first Marvel United Kickstarter. So yeah, just thought I'd show that off. So that's, if you're looking for a way to display your models, if you're a painter and you're doing a good job with those, these are quite cool. I might I'm not really showing them in their best light here, but I might once I've built all the tiers, because these sort of like stack up, so you can have I think 6 rows or even more of these sort of in a tiered sort of situation. I'll show that off, especially once I've ordered some of the dividers as well, so I'll show off my sort of storage solution and what boxes I've kept, and I'll show off the display solution as well. So yeah, just wanted to show that off and give a shout out to TablePlay, because I'm quite happy with how that turned out. We can pop these guys here, they can sort of cheer us on from the side. Oh, you can't really see them there, can you? Let's put them over here. Okay, so yeah, so we've got our cheer squad there. Now, in terms of this game, the other thing too is unfortunately I did actually, this is like a second attempt at this, because I did film this same scenario last night, but I had to scrap it all. Had the whole video ready to go. It was all filmed and exported, edited and everything, and then when I watched it back through, I realized I'd made a sort of a huge blunder right from the get-go, and I kept repeating the same mistake every villain turn, and it really sort of blew out what the game would have been. So the villain would have ended up with a lot more health. So I'll explain that when we get into it and show you what I did wrong, sort of thing. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I won't make the same mistake, because yeah, I made it every single turn last time. So you guys will have to see if I do the same thing here. So what we're going to do, we're going to showcase the Super Skrull. So he's one of the villains that comes in the Fantastic Four set. You also get Dr. Doom, and what's really cool about Dr. Doom is he's one of the I think what do they call them, anti-heroes, or he's one of the sort of the purple models, so you can use him as a hero or a villain, so that's quite cool. Whereas Super Skrull is just straight up a villain. We'll grab his model, just show him off here a little bit. So he's quite cool. He's got all the features of the Fantastic Four there. So he's got the things, big giant rock fist. He's got Human Torch's sort of flamey legs there, and he's got the invisibility and the stretchiness of Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman there as well. So that's quite a cool model. So we'll pop that one back there. yeah, so yeah, he's a cool sort of bad guy to fight against. I sort of enjoyed the game. It was very tough, but I enjoyed the game last night. You also get, besides the Fantastic Four, who are actually a really cool team as well, you get the Silver Surfer model as well. So, and he's just a straight up hero as well. So I'll just show you the Fantastic Four models as well. Now these guys are really quite cool as a team, like I said before. So you've got the Human Torch. He's got that sort of clear, flamey sort of plastic. Not sure what I'm going to... I've seen a lot of really good paint jobs where people have painted these and they look really good, but I just feel like it's a shame sort of letting the cool sort of see-through effect go to waste, but I think it doesn't look quite maybe as effective on the flamey guys as some of the invisible ones and some of the other, like the blue effects, like the water effects and stuff as well. So we'll see how I go with him, but I've seen some really excellent paint jobs of this guy, particularly on the Marvel United Discord as well. So good job to those guys on the Discord. Fantastic painting. So I'll pop him down. Now I was saying that yeah, these guys, they work really well as a team because they have, I don't know if you can see it on the, you probably can't read that from the distance there, but they've got a teamwork sort of card. So they have this Fantastic Four card that sits on the table, and that was the thing. We have Invisible Woman here, Sue Storm, I think. So she's sort of kind of turning invisible, and she's got some sort of, I guess that's like her force field or something like that, I think she has. Yeah, they have these teamwork cards in their deck. I think they have 2 each. And every time you play them, like the first one that you play is almost useless. It doesn't really do much. But then the more and more you play them, the more sort of ramped up and powerful they become. So you sort of want to get them out early and sort of keep playing when you can, because you get really sort of effective turns with them. Obviously they only sort of power up off each other. So if you don't have a lot of the Fantastic Four in your team, those cards become less effective because they've got less potential to really sort of pay off in the end. So there's Mr. Stretchy Guy, Mr. Fantastic. So there you go, some quite dynamic models there as well, or interesting models. And here's that card I was talking about here, so the Fantastic Four card. So you've got, I think this side is for if you're playing team versus team mode, so I'm not exactly sure how that works in that mode, but this is the sort of standard side. So we'll pop that down there, and I'll explain how that works if and when the teamwork cards come up. But there's quite a few in each deck, like at least 2, so I'm sure they'll come up at some stage. Let's have a look at the villain. So this is the scenario we're going to be playing against. There's no special setup rules, which is a nice for a change, although they do make for some interesting fights. You can see here he's got quite low health, even on his hardest level. So like, well, like even at his highest level in a 4-player game, it's still only 4 health. But he's got ways of sort of boosting and modifying that. And you won't see because I've scrapped that video, but I made a big mistake with that last game, and he really didn't go up very much in his health at all, and that's because I kept forgetting a major thing. So here are his special rules. So he can't be damaged as long as there are any crisis tokens here. So he has effects through his cards and his threat cards that place crisis tokens on here. So we're still playing with the same mission, the standard sort of mission of the game, which is to complete 3 missions, to complete 2 missions, I should say, to make the enemy vulnerable, and then you can start dealing damage to them. So that's still in play, but even once we make him vulnerable, then he can't take any damage as long as there's crisis tokens here. So, yeah, so let's have a look here. So they're kind of like a buff health, but they... with the difference that you actually have to get rid of them specifically first before you can start doing punch damage to take off the regular health, because the heroes can, in his location can spend a heroic star to remove the crisis tokens. So essentially you're essentially trying to damage him with punches for his health, and heroic stars for his crisis sort of buff health. But you have to do those first before you can take any of the health off. Now, when a hero is KO'd, this is another one of his special rules, Super Skrull does not activate his BAM. Instead, draw a Master Plan card and add it to the storyline. So he's essentially racing that Master Plan deck, and he certainly did that the other day. And the other thing is the KO'd hero gets a KO token. So one of where are they? One of these tokens here, and basically if they have none, so they only ever receive one of those. So if they're being KO'd multiple times, they don't sort of accrue extra ones. But if we skip down here to his villainous plot, the heroes lose if they have one KO token each. So basically, if he's able to KO each of your heroes once, then you've lost. So and that's in the previous game as well. He within about the second turn, he'd KO'd all of my team except for one, so that put me on the back foot from the get-go as well. So he's essentially you've got to watch out for your heroes each getting banned, KO'd, but you've also got to watch out for him just racing that deck. And you can imagine he's doing it not just by KOing, but he's also doing it with the overflows as well. So let's have a look here. So what does his BAM do? This is where I was making the mistake. So he deals 1 damage to each hero in his location. So if he can catch you all together, that's not great. Then resolve the symbols at the bottom of the last hero card. So I guess to represent the fact that you can never tell if the people that you're working with are really on your side because of the Skrulls. Whatever you play last, whatever the last hero before his turn is, whatever they do, the symbols at the bottom of the card, so not within the special rules, but just at the bottom of the card, they're going to give him sort of special abilities that he can do as well. So you can see here, if the last hero has played a punch at the bottom of their card, then he deals a damage to one hero, or at least for every one of these punches that's on that card, he deals a damage to one hero in his location, so he's just dealing extra damage. If you've played stars, then deal 1 damage to one hero in each adjacent location. So that's also a bit scary. If you've played the movement, then he moves clockwise to the next location. And the wilds, add 1 crisis token to this dashboard, so that's another way he can build up that sort of crisis buff health there. But this is what I was forgetting, even though I sort of made a special mention of it at the beginning of the game. Special effect, so if the card, now even though the special effect won't be at the bottom, I'm assuming it's still just if there's any special effect on the card, the Super Skrull gains 1 health, and it may go above his starting value. And this is what I forgot. I think there was every one of his turns bar 1, I think I had played a special effect card just before his turn, and yeah, every time I did that, I missed it every time, and I didn't keep adding the health to his thing. So we'll see if I do that again today. I'll probably be focused so much on this, I'll be making mistakes elsewhere in the game, but we'll see how we go. So that's what we've got to do. We've got to try and efficiently sort of complete our missions over here without giving him too much of a boost here, by allowing him to sort of attack us more or build up his own health. So we'll see how that goes. And then the overflow, if one or more of the tokens, the civilians or the thugs, can't be added to a location, we draw a master plan card and place it face down in the storyline. And he nailed us with that. I think he put about 2 or 3 extra cards out in one of the turns and really raced the track down. So we'll pop him down, pop his health, oopsie daisy, pop his starting health here of 4, and let's have a look at the locations and his threats. So I have taken the same locations, I've even put them in the same spots as the previous game. I tried to go for sort of a thematic thing of putting in some of the Fantastic Four cards. So you've got some cityscapes here, Baxter Building, which I'm guessing is like their headquarters or something, and 4 Yancey Street. Again, I don't really know the Fantastic Four that well, so it doesn't sort of mean much to me, but they both come in the Fantastic Four set. So, and then I thought to go with that sort of city theme, I've taken some of the cards from, or the locations from the Spider-Man, I think it's Enter the Spider-Verse expansion from the original Marvel United. So we've got the Daily Bugle, the Brooklyn Bridge, and Queens over there. And then to sort of fit in with the Skrull theme, now this is very theme adjacent, I guess, but I just sort of knew the Skrulls, I guess, were kind of from space somewhere, so I just picked one of the spacey sort of themes. I don't really know where the Skrulls are from or what they have to do with things, but I've picked Hala, and that might come from the either the Infinity Gauntlet set or maybe the Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. But yeah, it's one of the spacey ones, so I just thought, oh well, that looks like a spot with some space going on there, so that's where I've decided to set him. So usually when you play the game, by the way, you're supposed to sort of randomize it, I think, and you don't really lay them out thematically, but hey, you know, it's your game, you can do what you want with it, so that's what I've decided to do. Now we've got a lot of Skrull sort of deception and scariness going on with the threats. You'll notice that all of the threats, they don't have any, there's no henchmen, but essentially you need one of each of the resources to clear the threat. So rather than most threats needing lots of heroics to be spent, you need to spend a good mix of your tokens here, which makes for an interesting game as well. He's got two locations. Both. Okay. The one thing I have done is I've laid out the threats differently. I've sort of put them out in a different random location, and this is going to change things up for this game too. So, Skrull decoys. So if he lands here before he does his BAM effect, he's going to add a crisis token to his board, and they're the same action. I'll lift it up so you can see it. Actually, sorry guys. Yeah, so if at least one of the tokens is on the location, he adds a crisis token to his board, so he beefs himself up a little bit if he lands on here. So that's what they do. There's two of those. Now the rest are all, the rest of these cards are all unique, but they sort of mirror, they're sort of like come in sets and they sort of mirror each other. So the Skrull Spies are a BAM card, so if he BAMs, then these will also trigger sort of clockwise around from him. Deal 1 damage to each hero deal 1 damage to one hero in each location with one or more civilians. So I was thinking, good idea to spread out so he can't land in one spot and hit us all. But then I guess if we're spread out and we're all in locations where there's civilians, then we're all taking hits. So that's something to consider as well. But yep, so this makes the civilian spots dangerous because all the civilians could be spies. And then, oh look at this, okay, they've all sort of landed up next to each other this time. The Skrulls attack, so this is more of an overt one, so any of the thugs in your locations are going to deal damage to you basically. So deal 1 damage to one hero in each location with one or more of the thugs. So that's sort of similar to this one here, just with the different tokens. And then the same thing here you'll see, so this one's to do with thugs, the other one's going to be to do with civilians. So these are Skrull warriors. Each of the thugs in this and adjacent locations requires 2 damage to be defeated, so you need to spend 2 of the punches to take out these thugs here. And what I've just noticed is this is not great because this is going to be a real sort of tough sort of arc over here, because this is making these 3 spots difficult to damage the thugs, and this one here, as you'll see, is going to make the 3 or the 2 spots around it and itself difficult to clear the civilians to rescue them with your heroics. So you need to spend 2 heroics to rescue them. So that is going to be a particularly tough sort of spot to sort of take those guys out unless we can clear those threats. But all the threats are pretty scary there. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. So anything else we need to set up? Oh, I've just got to put the threat tokens down. Okay, I forgot to do that. And then we can get started, I believe. Okay. Anything else I've forgotten to tell you guys? I don't think so. I guess the only thing is to show you the cards. That's right. So I'll shuffle up Johnny Storm's cards here. And 1, 2. We need 2 of those plus his starting hand card. So he's got a few cards here. So he's got this is his sort of big flashy one to start with. Nova Flame, discard one card from your hand, so take a damage, to the bottom of your deck, and to deal 2 damage to everything else in your location. That would be villains. Oh, that would also be heroes. That's interesting. Is it villains, heroes, henchmen, and thugs? Discard all of the civilians there. So you'd remove the civilians, but they don't get rescued. They just get sort of put back in the pool. So, but it has 2 actions there too. Then he's got the action there, the heroic, and then this is his starting hand card, Pyrogenesis. So as long as this card is face up in the storyline, you can treat heroics as punches. So that makes him a fairly versatile there. So that's what he's bringing to the table. Now let's see. We'll shuffle up old Ben Grimm, I think. Is it Ben Grimm? The Thing. Oh, you guys are like terrible shuffling, but it is what it is. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, no, 1, 2. We should only have 2 because we also have the starting hand card. So just got some basic action cards there, but his starting card is Rock-like Skin. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, you may ignore 1 damage during each villain turn. Okay. Sue Storm. 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, I should shuffle these. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, she's got some basic cards there, and Invisibility. Okay, as long as this card is face up in the storyline, when the top card of the Master Plan deck is revealed, you may choose not to take any damage until the beginning of your next turn. If you do so, next turn you must play your card face down, and that's really interesting because it means that you're not getting, when that comes around, you're not getting as much out of your turn because you're only using the previous hero, but then also the next hero only gets to use their card, not your card, so it sort of nerfs 2 of your turns. So that's interesting. But what it also does is, if this is the last card you've played, if you've flipped it and then the hero goes after you, then he doesn't get to use the ability off you. So that's interesting. Oh, sorry, the villain. Yeah, did I say villain? I'm not sure. But yeah, you get what I mean, I think. Hopefully. So she's got an interesting card there. And our last card to look at. So we'll shuffle Mr. Fantastic here. Okay, 1, 2. Plus our starting hand, and again, oh sweet, okay. I'm sort of glad we didn't get too many of the text cards so we can get stuck into the game. So he's got some actions there. Then he's got Plasticity. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, during your hero turn, you can use 1 heroic or punch in an adjacent location. So essentially you can sort of stretch out and do some have some effect on the next place. Plus you also get a wild. So again, yeah, a lot of there, his and I guess Johnny Storm give you a bit of versatility there. Alright, interesting. I didn't get any teamwork cards. That's a bit of a shame, but maybe they'll come up when we draw our first card each of the heroes' turns, so hopefully we'll see them fairly soon. But I'll take a seat and then we will get started with Super Skrull's turn. So hopefully we'll get some good luck from our peanut gallery over there. Or I don't know if I shuffled this. I'll just shuffle. Alright. And hopefully we don't get the first card that I got in the last game. No, we don't. Okay, so what's this going to do? He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to end up in this location. You can see here he's moved 4. That's the first thing he does. Then he's going to do a BAM. Now the BAM, yes, the lucky thing about the BAM is that we haven't played anything, so he's not going to get any effect from that. But essentially, he deals damage to each hero in his location. Nope. Then he looks through and looks for symbols. No, there are no symbols that are played so far. Okay. Then he is going to... Oh, sorry. Then we trigger the BAMs of the card. So this is where we do take a little bit of damage here, I believe. So, Skrull's attack. So, we're going to start, I think we start in his location and go clockwise. I know we go clockwise from him, but I'm not sure if we start in his location, but let's say we do. Okay, so, Skrull's attack, BAM. Deal 1 damage to 1 hero in each location with 1 or more thugs. Luckily, we're not in a location with thugs. The backstability only starts with 2 civilians. But then we're going to come around all the way back around to here. And this says deal 1 damage to 1 hero in each location with 1 or more civilians. And there is 1 or more civilians here, but we only deal to 1 hero. So I'm thinking maybe we take some damage on either Sue or Ben, because they both have some cards that can give them a little bit of survivability there. So let's have a look at Sue's cards to start with. She's got Wild, she's got a few things there. Ben's got a few of these. Maybe let's hit Ben. Maybe let's hit Ben, just because Sue's got the Wild there, and we'll just lose the heroic there. Now he's going to place some thugs down, so let's have a look. Alright, he's going to place a thug in this location. He's also going to place, so he basically sort of is placing thugs in the previous location, his location, and the next one. So he's going to put one here. Oh, does that one? That was there to start with, so he puts one here, and he puts another one here. And unfortunately, these two are tough to take out, those thugs there. Okay, and that's his first card in the storyline. We'll put that there. Okay. Okay, so that's all that happens, I believe. So now we're moving on to, because he didn't land on a space, so we now move on to, Mr. Oh, and I didn't actually say, but this is the order in which the characters will go. So we'll go with Mr. Fantastic's first turn. He has this card here, so didn't get a teamwork card, but he's got some actions there he can do. So, what do we want to do? Deal 1 damage to a hero in each location with 1 or more thugs. Maybe we get rid of these BAM cards as a priority. Okay. So how are we going to achieve that? We could try and put this plasticity down. So that it gets a special effect card out before the villain's going to have their turn. And then it just gives him a bit more versatility. He's got lots of good cards there too. Yeah, let's maybe play that. Okay, so we'll put that down. Gives him a Wild. And it just makes him a little bit more useful from then on. Now in terms of the Wild, what is he going to do? I think we might focus on clearing these 2 BAM cards before we really focus too much on rescuing these guys, because they're going to be quite tough to rescue. So I think I'm just going to do that, but I just need to see, I guess, what does Sue have coming up? So she doesn't really have any movement. She's got a Wild, but she doesn't have any movement there. And she's got a little bit of movement. So maybe, she got a punch? She's got a punch there. Maybe I use a movement. So I'm going to use this Wild as a movement. Okay. Then, okay. Let's clear this out of here, so that's not in the storyline. Alright, so I've just drawn a new card that's a single movement. So this card also is not going to affect the the Skrull with the special effects. So I could put her invisibility down, but I could also just get on with clearing this mission. Interesting. Alright, well let's do, what's Ben got? He's got that and that. Okay, so let's do this one, I think. So we're going to, we're just going to get this mission over and done with, and that way she can maybe make use of whatever the Baxter building is there. I know it was pretty good, because it, I think it gives you tokens or cards or something like that. Visible woman. So we'll put this card down. So she is now going to, she can do a wild, she can do, oh okay, interesting. So she can put the punch and the heroic down, so that clears this card. That lets us work towards clearing our threats. So we'll put this token back here. Then she's got one more wild. You probably can't see that because of the holders there, but she's got this one wild from here. Now, if she stays here, she can draw a card. If your hero ever has, if your hero has ever been a member of the Fantastic Four, you may move, star, or punch. May gain a move, star, or punch token instead. So if she stays where she is, she can get the benefit of that. The other thing is, as well, if she stays where she is, she can use this wild as a punch, and then we're in a location that only has, at this stage, only has civilians, so if the Skrull does his BAM, we've removed that card that hits us if we're in civilian locations, so that's probably not a bad idea. We can stay there and still be fairly safe. We got a bit worried about him landing on us, but I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? So let's do that now. Are we going to draw a card, or are we going to gain a token? Having a card is good because it sort of keeps you healthy, but having a token is good because it can sort of just help you do that extra bit of damage you need to do. But maybe in the interest of keeping ourselves alive, and I didn't play her defensive card, maybe let's just draw a card to keep ourselves from being KO'd, maybe? Yeah, alright, we'll draw a card. So we've got double stars there. Okay, draw a card. So she's got that ready to go in her next turn. Okay, now Mr. Grimm. Now why is he... Oh, we decided to take a hit with him, didn't we? Yeah, so he got banned. We've drawn our card for the turn, so we've got a double punch here. He's got a bit of versatility there. Now, interesting. I would like to play his rock hard skin, but because that would give the Skrull extra health, because I have to remember that would be a special card just before the extra health turn. The other thing is as well, he's got one. He's only doing one thing there, and he can't. We don't have any movement, so he's sort of stuck there punching a lot, and there's nothing really to punch there. So I think we'll get him moving, so let's not use that. And again, I said I wanted to move, so if I played the double punch, that's almost worse than playing this card. So I think we're going to use this one. So this allows us to move and use a heroic, and we've got another heroic and another punch. So yeah, we could do that. Let's do that. So now we said we wanted to focus on this, didn't we? So let's not forget about that. Let's do that. So let's put this in. Now we are going to be giving the Skrull some movement and some star. Oh, okay. So he's going to get to damage people around him if we've played that card. And then he's going to move, but we'll see how we go. We don't know how far he's going to move at that point, so we'll just have to risk it, I guess. So let's move Ben here. He's now so we've used his movement. he's now got 2 stars, so he can use one of the stars, one of the heroic actions to work on this one. And he's got another star, so he could rescue this civilian, because I think the civilian one, each civilian in this and adjacent locations requires 2. So these thugs take 2 to hit, but the civilians only take 1 because this is the card here. So we can rescue this civilian. Not a huge fan of like hedging my bets here, but you know, may as well take it. May as well stop an overflow if we can. So we'll slide those down, and we'll use the last punch instead of. Well, the last punch can't be used on these thugs, so we will we'll put that there, and we just need to get some movement. So we need someone to use a double move, I guess, to get here and finish this off. But at least we've teed them up with a movement here. So I'm hoping Johnny Storm, has he got some movement? He's got a little bit of movement there, yeah. So that's so yeah. Hopefully we'll do something like that with him. Now we just have to see how badly the Skrull is going to mess with us. So I think we did all right there. We took out one mission. We're on our way a little bit with the other 2, or you know, 1 threat I should say, and we have almost completed a 2nd threat as well. So now Ben unfortunately is, now Ben, he could get KO'd here if we're unlucky, because he's only got 2 health. He's in a location where there's thugs, so he's going to take damage if there's a BAM, and if the Skrull is in a location near Ben as well, he's likely to take another damage as well, so that could be enough to KO him. But let's see what happens. We're drawing the card. Okay, Skrull Challenge. So this is interesting. It does have a BAM effect. Oh yes, I think Ben's in trouble here, because move clockwise to the next location with the hero with no KO token. So he's going to fly all the way around here, which is unfortunately over here, which means I think we're going to all get hit here. So we're going to take a BAM. So let's do that. We'll put this card down. So we all take a hit in this location. So each of these heroes takes a hit. Alright, well, let's just get rid of this 1 star from the Human Torch. Okay, let's oopsie. Let's see what Mr. Fantastic can afford to lose. He's got these here. I sort of want to keep movement. Moving and punching. Sorry, heroic and punching. Maybe we get rid of the. We might need the double star if we're trying to clear these guys. So maybe let's keep the. Although it's if we're working on the threats, it's handy to have a bit of a punch as well. We've got the punch here, so let's get rid of that one. And we could end up losing another one anyway, couldn't we? So, and then Sue, she's going to lose. I guess let's just get rid of this movement. That could help us later on, but I think let's get rid of that. That might come back to bite us. All right, and then I think everyone's taken a hit because Thing wasn't in that location. But unfortunately now when we come down the list here, it says read the card. So there's no punches here, but there is a star, and that means Ben takes a hit. So Ben is going to take a hit. This double punch would be good, but I think we've got to get the rock hard skin happening. So we'll put that at the bottom. Then Mr. Skrull is going to move. He moves clockwise. Oh no, Ben is going to go down. I forgot about the BAM on the card here. Yeah. So Skrull has moved. Okay, that doesn't trigger a landing effect, but it does. It does trigger we now look at this card and we triggered this one here, so that's going to KO Ben there, unfortunately. So he gets KO'd, and we have to take a KO token. I'm going to place it here on the actual Fantastic Four card just to show that the thing has been KO'd at least once in the game. And then I believe he also places another card face down, doesn't he? If he can bam someone. When a hero is KO'd, does not activate his bam, instead draw a Master Plan card. Yep. So there he goes. Yikes. Okay. Then he is going to add some... No, he's not going to add tokens, is he? Because he doesn't drop any civilians or thugs there. So that is it for his turn. But still a pretty effective turn for him. He got to race the track, and he also KO'd one of the heroes. So that's not great for us, but well, we risked it, didn't we? So Human Torch, we're going to draw a card for him, and we really want to get rid of this so we don't have to take any more damage, at least from the ban cards. So we don't want to Nova Flame because the Skrull can't take any damage at the moment. So we can either move and punch, or we can move and Pyrogenesis and get that set up. Now the problem here, if we use this card, well, as long as this card is face up, you can use stars as punches. Oh no, but these are the double punch guys, aren't they? I was going to say we could move, like we're only going to get a star here because we've got 2 movements, so we'd move once, we'd spend the second movement to finish this off, and then we can do that. Alright, I just don't think that's that worthwhile this turn, so let's... But is this worthwhile anyway? We'd be moving in. This one is... We'd be moving in using a star and a punch, and there's nothing really to use the star on. This is a bit of a wasted turn if we do this, but... can we actually use... Let's think about this cleverly. Can we actually do something different? Maybe we come in with Mr. Fantastic with a movement in the next turn and do something with this location. Or even, is it going to be Sue? What's she got? Yeah, maybe if we use some movement there, she can come in and do something. So maybe let's head in a different direction with Human Torch. Let's maybe send him in a different direction. Right. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Maybe he could do this. So, alright, let me think about this. So if he... Where is he? He's over here. If he moves here with his movement from the thing, then he's got a movement, a punch, and a star, and that can clear this threat. Maybe we do that. Alright, let's not overthink it. Let's just do it. So he's shooting across here with his movement, and he's going to use the star, the movement, and the punch to clear this threat. Alright, so we're racing down the threat track here. Reveal the top card of the Master Plan. We don't have anything else to spend there, do we? No. For the top card of the Master Plan, you may place it on the bottom. Okay. Alright, so he's got, it looks like it's this, is this the same, I think it's the same card, isn't it? Skrull Challenge. Move clockwise to the next location with a hero with no KO token, and then bam. So he would technically, at this stage, he'd go round to Human Torch, and he'd bam there. Which is not too bad, because hopefully this would be gone by then, so he's only maybe going to take 1 hit from the thing, and then he's not putting anyone else down. Interesting. But he might do extra damage depending on what we play. Well, we know this is coming up, so I reckon let's leave this on top and we can deal with that. Now, technically, what does it say? You may place it on the bottom. Reveal the top card. I'm not sure if it, with reveal, do you just leave it on top or do you put it back down? I'm going to say I was supposed to put it back down and then I have to try and remember what that is. Alright. Yeah, let's leave that on top. Although I guess if we get lucky and we draw a different movement thing, he might move somewhere and not hit anyone. Yeah, that might be better. Because these aren't really full up. We're not too worried about him not dropping enemies at the moment, so let's put that underneath. Yep, alright. Change my mind. Alright, decisive thinking. Alright, so, probably going to make it worse for ourselves. Who have we got next? Human Torch. He's got the 2 there. Must be Mr. Fantastic. So he's got to draw a card. We drew a single wild. So we need to make sure we put a movement down for Sue Storm so she can do some movement there. And then she can come over here and finish this off, I guess. Or do we do that? Let's see, we've got a movement. Oh, movement and 2 punches. Well, we could use a double punch on one of these to do that, couldn't we? Okay. Let's do that. Let's sail around here. Okay, so Mr. Fantastic is going to move. And we'll put his cards back down. No teamwork cards at all. This is so annoying, because the other thing is the first teamwork card you play is pretty useful. So if it's taking us this long to find the first teamwork card, they're not really going to pay off. I don't know if we're going to have time for them to pay off, but we'll see how we go. So we moved. Let's clear this so we know what's happening. So that's going to be cleared now. So we've moved and used the second movement to do that final token there. So cleared those. Now what it says here is if we end our turn here, which we essentially are going to be because we've used both our movements now, you can add a civilian to any location, then rescue one from this location. So that's not useful at the moment because there is no civilian to be rescued here. So we don't want to just add a civilian to another location across the bridge, because that would just be putting things closer to an overflow. So let's not use that, but let's do our double punch like we said we'd do, and we're going to work towards defeating this thug here. We might want to work on the thugs a bit quicker than that. Right, then I've got to think about the Skrull's turn. So whatever we do with Sue Storm here, he's going to get to do something interesting here. So, oh wow, okay, what do the wilds do again? They give him crisis tokens, and if I do the special effect there, that's going to give him some health. What do we need to work on? Maybe what we should do, because there's lots of these civilians around here, maybe we should really be trying to ramp up this rescue civilian action here. So what's she got? She could she's got a double. So if he moves and then he does the star, he does damage to people around him. We don't necessarily want to do a double star, do we? For his turn coming up. Maybe we just do the single one. Yeah, okay. But he is going to get a health, but maybe that's okay. Alright, let's do Invisibility. That's just going to give him... Alright, so let's see what it does for us first. So we can use our star to work on this civilian. We can move to come over here. Oh no, but we don't have enough punches to take this thug out, do we? That's what I was going to do. Depends on how far he moves. If he moves, do a lot of damage here. No, let's put this one back. health yet, have we? No. Do we take the risk and have him do 2 punches? Well, let's try it. All right, let's work on this. So do we just stay where we are? Maybe we stay where we are and gain another token. Maybe let's gain a or another health. Let's gain a, oh, I can't decide. Let's gain some movement for when it comes to, yeah, having to sort of get around the place and do some actions. Okay, so she's going to stay where she is, get the movement token. We've done our actions there. Unfortunately, we sort of wasted this movement and we wasted this punch here. Is that going to come back to bite us? I might move her. It's putting her at risk if it means he's likely to hit 2 heroes now. But it gets her closer to working on one of these threats, and it also yeah, it means like, yeah, without having to use that movement, because we, yeah, okay, see how we go. Oh, now let's have a look here. We've got 1, 2. Oh, I never removed that, so we're actually 3 away. I was just looking at that. Sorry, guys. So we've cleared 3 of the threats. All right. So it's going to be Ben's turn next, but we have to get through Skrull's turn. So let's see what Super Skrull does. He's going to move twice. So this is, as far as I can see, this is not a bad effect. So I think we made a good choice, luckily. We didn't really know what was coming up, but we made a good choice putting that other one at the bottom, because I think he's going to move twice. He's going to bam, so he doesn't hit anyone because he's all there by his lonesome. We did put 2 stars down, but the 2 stars don't give him anything because he only damages people in adjacent locations, so that's fine. And then he only puts 1 thug down in each location, so at least he's not ramping up the overflows too badly here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put these back here now because a little bit easier to reach. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3. Should have put 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Okay. And he didn't land on a landing location, did he? No. Okay. Alright. So that's not too shabby. Let's see. So Ben stands up. He gets to draw 4 cards, I believe. I bet we see some teamwork now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Teamwork. Yep, he's got at least 1. So here we can see these teamwork cards. So I'll just show you that there. That's in focus, hopefully. So teamwork. Perform the actions of the same type as all tokens, action tokens on the Fantastic Four card. Now, excuse me. This is why I was saying these cards aren't great at the beginning, because there are no action tokens out on the card at all. So the first time you play this, you only get the action at the bottom of the card, and that's it. So yeah. Which isn't great at the moment. But then what you get to do is you get to add a token to the card, so the next time a teamwork card is played, you get to do a punch plus whatever's on your card. Then the next time you get to do it, you're going to get a punch plus whatever you've placed down then, plus the next one, and so on. And they're always different cards too, or different action tokens, I should say. He's also got a range of actions here as well. If I use this, at least I'm getting a teamwork or a special action out of the way before the Skrull can heal with it. But he's only going to get to do a punch, which isn't going to do anything, and then his heroics are wasted too. I just feel like that's just, in the interest of getting an efficient turn later on, that's just making a real waste of a turn now. So I think we need to get moving with him and do something. This is just a tricky spot here, isn't it? Maybe we use this. Maybe we just use this simple movement card now, so we can get him into position to deal 1 damage to a, or to rescue, I should say, 1 civilian, using the 2 stars there, and hope for a better situation next time. That's really a shame, that teamwork card. I really want to get that down, but it would give us nothing. And I don't know if we, definitely a good idea to, have a quiet turn to set up for a good turn later on, but I don't know if we can afford to have a nothing turn, so we've got to at least progress the mission somewhat. The other thing we could do is work on this, but I think I want to do that, because I've got 2 heroes. So we've got Sue coming up. Yeah, I think we want to do that. Alright, let's try and clear this maybe. Okay. Sue's got to draw a... No, hold on, it's not Sue, is it? Sorry. It's Human Torch. So he's going to draw a card, and he's got Nova Flame, which is not that useful at the moment. He's got Pyrogenesis, and he's got his single punch. We've got a movement coming from the thing there. So we could just get 2 movement out of that, which is not great. Or we could do, man, we're not really getting much out of these turns, are we? Although we could do the movement and the move, and then you could put the movement down there. Because either way, all I'm probably going to do is move him in and put a punch down, or move him in and put a movement down. So in that case, what's Sue got? She's got some wild there. She can kind of do whatever we want with her. So let's do that. Let's put the Human Torch down. He's going to move over here and then spend his movement token to place that there. And then we'll hopefully have our last threat done. Now we need to get cracking on these so that we're not sitting too long with the threats cleared but these unfinished. So in the interest of doing that, Mr. Fantastic, what are you going to do? 1, 2 cards plus another one here. Oh, he's got a teamwork. This could be a more useful teamwork possibly. Not really. He's got a double star here. Oh, these teamwork cards. So his teamwork card has the wild. So it gives him a wild and then he adds wilds here. Oh, gosh, I've got to start playing these teamwork cards at some point, don't I? He's got to move. Yeah, alright. Let's, oh boy. Well, if we do want to get rid of these, maybe we should work on this one as well. Okay. So he's going to move over. Both of these are now going to be... I'm going to need 2 symbols to do anything with that, so we're going to put a wild down. We can't use anything on the card at the moment. We're going to put a wild there. And then he is going to place... What's coming up next? Ben's next card is going to... He's got lots of stuff there, so... He's got punches and stuff, so let's put a star down. That wild can put a star on this card here. Okay. Now Mr. Skrull is... Ooh, I didn't think about that. I just put a teamwork card out, and that is going to heal the Skrull. Well, I think we can afford to do that. Let's do it. So he's going to move once, and bam, he's going to deal a damage to Human Torch. Let's get rid of this Nova Flame one for now. Although it does have a move and a punch. It's not, that's interesting, it's not a black bordered card, so we can choose not to do this ability. So maybe we keep that in the interests of that, and we get rid of just the single punch. Okay, so Human Torch gets hit there. So he's moved in, he's done a bam. Then he is going to look at the previous symbols. There's just a wild there, so he gets a crisis token. So we're going to need to spend a heroic on him before we can start damaging him. And then he's going to look for other BAM effects. We've removed all those BAM cards, so he doesn't do that. He had, oh, sorry, before he did this, oh no, okay, yeah, alright, well, it is what it is. He's going to put another crisis token. I need to do 2 of those now because he's landed here, so that should have happened before the BAM. So he's landed on this location, done the BAM, sorry, done the crisis token, and yeah. Yep, okay. It's a good idea to clear. If we're not getting rid of these, we need to clear them, don't we? Okay. Okay. Then he's going to place, so we've done that, so he's come in, he's done this one, he's got his crisis token for this effect. He also heals because of this effect. Oh, yeah, that wasn't a great card to play, was it? So that's 5 health now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we've given him a lot more health there. We've got, essentially, we've given him 1, 2, 3 more health. Okay. Then he's going to place some tokens down. So he's going to place a thug. And a thug, and a thug. Oh, gives us something to do there, gives us things to clear. Okay, who's next? Doesn't do anything else, does he? No, okay. Just had the Mr. Fantastico, so it's Sue's turn. Sue, what are you doing? Drawing a card. She's got a movement token here we can use. Punch, wilds, what do we need her to do? We've got a wild, we need these 2 cleared, but maybe not yet, because we could do it here too. So maybe she just races this, because that would be good. Yeah, okay, maybe she does this. Maybe she uses a double wild. Although maybe I should be saving those double wilds for taking him out at the end, but let's do it. She's going to rescue the 2 civilians with the 2 heroics here. And she's going to do a punch. Or should I... bit wasted there. I could do the move just to be in this location to get rid of that. Let's come over here. Does she need to go there? No, she doesn't need to go there. Let's do the punch on the thug, and then we can do this effect. So let's have a look at the card. He's not going to move. So if he didn't move, he's going to bam Human Torch. Maybe let's get rid of that one. Okay. In the interest of maybe not bamming someone else. So she's had her turn. Now, Ben. So he's got 4 cards. Clobbering time and teamwork. Clobbering time and teamwork. Clobbering time might be better when or oh no, I think we've really focused in on these civilians, so I don't want to use the. I was thinking, oh well, I can use the. Sorry, I should be showing these cards. Sorry, guys. The double. I've got. He can basically do 2 damage to, or 2 punches to one target, and then 2 punches to another target, I believe. Which would allow him to do 2 damage and 2 damage and take out those 2 thugs. But then we're really just sort of spending a lot of actions working on both of these, and I think we need to get cracking with this, knowing how fast Skrull can ramp up if we're unlucky. So I think I'm going to use his teamwork card, since we've already got 1 teamwork on the run. So we'll put that down. That's going to allow us to get a wild from here. We've also got 2 wilds from Sue. We're getting to spend a special card before the Skrull can use it. Although, if we do this, because I was going to clear this, but if we clear this, then 1 mission is completed, and then the Skrull is going to go next, which we might not necessarily want, but let's see what we can do. Is this the right thing to do? Alright, so we can punch 2 wilds, and then we get a wild here. Okay, well let's do it. Let's do a punch on the card. Let's use 1 of the wilds to clear this. Alright, so we now officially put the villain under pressure. Just got to rescue 3 more civilians. And we have made the thugs a bit easier to bash now, so that's interesting as well. Okay. So we spent 1 of the wilds. So we did 1 wild for the movement, and we did the 1 punch, I think, didn't we? Because I think we already had a star there. So now we've got 2 more wilds. Where's the? Yeah, here's the other wild here, and then we may as well put this punch on the Fantastic Four card as well. So 2 wilds. Oh, this is interesting. This is a healing spot. If you have 1 or 2 cards in hand, you may draw a card. So he's not actually that damaged, but that might help Mr. Fantastic if he can survive long enough there. There is a civilian there to rescue, but that's going to take 2. But I mean, that's probably not the worst thing to be able to do there. Yeah, let's do that. We'll rescue this civilian. So we're going to spend the last 2 wilds as heroics to rescue that civilian. Okay. And the Skrull is now going to go because we have done this. So, he's going to get to punch wherever he goes. So he's going to basically get to do 2 damage to a hero that he lands on, and he's going to also get some healing, I think, as well. Oof. Okay, where are the civilians? We need to rescue 2 civilians. There's 1 here and 1 here. Who's coming up? Who just had a turn? Ben? So Human Torch is in a spot he can rescue someone if he's got the right cards for it. And then Mr. Fantastic is also in a fairly good spot to get to people, so I'm not too worried about that. But then we've really got to chase him down. All right, well let's do it. So let's draw the cards, see what we get. He's going to move 2, so he moves 1, 2. He's going to bam in this spot. Luckily, he doesn't hit anyone. He is going to look at the previous cards. He's going to heal, so he gets a health, which is not great. The good news is the punch that he's doing here, we should have resolved the punch first, but he doesn't punch anyone there. Okay. Then he places, oh, here we go, he places civilians out, so we don't even have to move too far to worry about these civilians. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 in this spot. Should have gone the other way, I think, but doesn't matter. Alright, so, is that his turn? I think that's his turn. He didn't land on anything specific there, that's good. Alright, well, who have we got next? Old Flamey. Here we go. 1, 2. Now. What's the name of the game? The name of the game is Rescuing People, isn't it? Oh, we don't have enough. We don't have enough stars to do it in one turn. But we've got 1 star, so I think we need to play this one at least. Now, I could rescue this civilian, or I could rescue this civilian or this civilian. I guess we don't want to go too far this way because, oh no, Mr. Fantastic can come this way as well, can't he? I'm just looking at, thinking about where Skrull is likely to be. I guess we can look, if we move here, we can see where he is and we might know where he goes, so we can plan where we want the guys going. So let's do that. Let's move, fly over this way. We'll do a rescue of this civilian. That's going to go there. So we've moved, done the rescue, and then we can do a punch. Oh, we may as well punch this civilian before we leave. Do we do that, or do we get... there's no point really getting rid of these unless we just want to stop those crisis cards coming down. Which could be helpful, actually. Although doing a punch and stopping that from overflowing could be good too, so let's do that. Alright. Came down, so we punched, we moved, and we rescued. Now we're going to have Mr. Fantastic have a turn, old mate. Let's have a look here. Ah, Super Genius. Wow, okay. Either way, this could be good. And we're giving him some healing though, and then some punching and some stars. Because what we could do... Oh, sorry, we're supposed to see what... before we decide that, let's see what... so he's going to move 4 if we leave this card on top. So he would go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then... he would bam. Do that, so we know he'd be racing the track a little bit there. He would definitely get an overflow here. We wouldn't be worried too much about this. The trouble is we want to use a star. What does he do? 1 damage to 1 hero in each adjacent location. So we want to use a star to rescue the civilian and also do some damage here to him, but then for every star that he has, he deals damage to a hero in adjacent locations. 1 hero, yeah. So that's not great, but maybe we could keep taking it on the same hero. 4. Maybe do we put that one away in the hopes that he doesn't move 4? Yeah. Alright, let's do it. So Mr. Fantastic. Well, who's going to go after that? Yeah, Sue's going to go after him, and she's... So, depending on where he goes, like Sue could... She's got this extra movement, so that might help her get where she needs to go to get to him. Maybe not. She doesn't have a lot. She doesn't have a lot there, does she? She's not going to be that useful unless she gets a really good card here. Because what we could do is we could play a double heroic there. And we've got a movement and heroic, so we could come in one. Oh, we've only got the one. Only got the one movement. I was thinking 1, 2, and then use the heroic to rescue a civilian on the way somewhere, and then do the 2 other ones just to clear off that health there. But we don't have enough movement to get to him, so maybe we use the super genius. So is this going to work better? This is going to heal him up though, isn't it? Is this worth doing? So we... Now I'm wishing I'd kept that card on top, because maybe this would have been a better effect if he wasn't landing on anyone. He would have only got the 1 punch to the side there. Well, we've made that decision now, so let's live with it. So he's going to move with this movement. He's going to treat all symbols as wild, so he's going to use another. So let's just say he uses this card to get to Mr. Man. He's going to rescue a civilian. Where's he going to rescue a civilian? Maybe here, just to keep the overflowing not too bad. Then he's going to place that there. That is going to now make Skrull vulnerable, but unfortunately we can't do any damage to him without taking off these crisis threat things here. So we'll remove 1. So we've used 2 movement, 1 heroic to rescue the last civilian that needs rescuing, and then we use the final symbol, remembering that these are all wild. We use that final symbol to remove 1 crisis token there. Not great, because I'm essentially just going to give him another health. So I haven't really done any damage to him, but at least we've made him vulnerable. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so Mr. Skrull, what are you doing? He's going to move 3. 1. Ooh, what's he? He's got something funny here. Oh, okay. So 1. Oh, before we do that, sorry. Ooh, let's not look at that, because I've got to make a decision here. I'm thinking I want some... I think I want some punches for Mr. Fantastic. Okay. So we're going to take the punch from that one there. Then I'm going to... or is it better to take... Better not to get KO'd. Oh well. Yeah, maybe rather than a single punch, we'll take another card. So we just got a movement and a star. Okay. So he's going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. He's going to end in this location. He's not going to bam actually, but it does say, things are speeding up a bit now. If the next master plan card has a bam, it uses the last 2 hero cards in the storyline for its effect. Oh, he's moved super far away too, that's a shame. So we've got to be careful when he bams. He's going to get the next 2 cards. That could be really dangerous. Alright, well, let's see what happens. He is going to place 2 civilians here. He's going to place 1 civilian here, but he's going to overflow here, and he's also going to overflow here. So that puts... Does that put crisis tokens or master plan cards? Master plan cards. So 1 and 2. So he's only got a few more rounds. We've got to speed up here. So unfortunately it's Sue's turn, and she doesn't have a lot that she's working with here. She got teamwork? She doesn't have teamwork. Excuse me. Alright, she's got this. I haven't seen this one before. This didn't come up in the last game. some sort of psionic force field. Gain 2 wild tokens, wow. But that's going to heal him. So anything we do to him now is going to be sort of counteracted if we play this. Gain 2 tokens. 2 wild tokens. So what can she do if she doesn't play that? She's got a punch and a star. She's got 1 movement, so she can't really do much. You know what she could do? If we just do something simple with her, maybe like this, the invisibility where she's just got the single star, she can come in, she can use her punch and star to, and she's going to use this move, where's this movement token? This movement token to get there. She can punch and star to remove this. It's not going to help us, but it is going to provide a spot where he can't land there and give himself more health or more shielding, I guess it is, by using these 2. And she can rescue this. Oh no, she can't, because he's close to this one. She can't do that, but so that's a bit of a waste. But now she can do this. You may place 1 star token from the pool in this location. Oh, and this prevents this from so it acts as another spot for the overflowing, so we can sort of make that less likely to overflow. Bit of a nothing turn, but it's sort of buying us some time, I think. We're on to Grimm now. So he needs to get cracking. Ooh, a teamwork card or clobbering time. Teamwork. I think teamwork is what we want with him. We can use clobbering next time. But teamwork is going to give him health. But let's see, is teamwork worthwhile here? We've got the star. I'm going to give him a couple of health though, but let me think about this. It's setting us up for some better teamwork down the track. So what we could do is we could move. How are we going to move? What are we using here to move? Oh yeah, we're using the wild. So we could use the wild to move, then we get 2 punches and the star. So we could basically do the star and then 2 punches. But then if we do that, he's going to heal back up 2, and all we've really done is take that star off him. But we have added another punch to this. Or if we use the clobbering time now, same thing really, isn't it? Because he's going to come in, he's going to punch twice and use a star. So it's the same thing, and we've used 2 special cards, so that's not great either. If we use the wilds, he's going to be able to move in, take off the token, and then do 1 punch, but then he's only going to heal 1, and but he's also going to take 2 crisis tokens, so he's getting 2 more shielding. That's not great. Or we could use the thing. This is a really tricky one, because it's really making me not want to use my teamwork ones, but maybe if we use enough of them, it'll counteract how much we're healing him. It's just this particular turn's a bit of a nasty one. With this one, we could move in, do a star, punch, he'd only heal 1. Or, shield 1. Let's use the teamwork one. Or do we use teamwork when we don't have to deal with this, but there's not enough cards? We sort of need to get the teamwork out and just hope that it can help us later on. Let's do it. Alright, teamwork. Jumping in with the wild from the card, doing 2 punches and removing this. So we're going to take that off, remove 2 health, get rid of that. Then he could draw a card here that doesn't have a BAM on it. That's what we're hoping for, I guess, unless it's a really terrible card. But let's see what happens. Oh, it's got a BAM. Alright, so he's going to move to the next person without a KO, so that's Sue. Now, move clockwise to the next location with a hero with no KO token, then he BAMs, and then he's going to get to do a bunch of damage here, but we could use her invisibility. So she's got this invisibility where we could choose now, because the card's been revealed with a BAM on it. The top card of the master deck is revealed. Oh, it doesn't even have to have a BAM. You may choose not to take any damage until the beginning of our next turn. So we could choose just not to take the damage of the BAM, just for Sue. He's still going to get it to do a damage to the Human Torch, so he's still going to KO him. And he's going to do 1 damage to the thing because of this star here. But if we do play her card, the next one she plays down, which is going to be in a couple of turns, is going to be empty, and then she can't use much. So it might be coming down to her turn, you know, to be the final one, and we need her to do something good there. So I reckon, how many cards has she's got? She's got 3, so maybe we can hope that she can survive. So I'm going to take the hit with her. So he's going to BAM. So he does a damage to her. Get rid of that card. He does a damage to her. He is going to do, then he's going to look at his cards. He does another punch, so he does 1 more damage to Sue. Let's get rid of that one. Then he's going to do a heroic punch on each of these 2. So they take a damage each, so that's going to KO the Human Torch. KO'd here. That's going to put another one of his cards out, so that's not great. Then he's also going to put him down. He's also going to do a damage to the thing. We don't want to lose clobbering time, that might help us. The wilds heal him though. Do we use the move and punch and hope that's going to be useful? But the wilds might be what we need to do he might have crisis tokens. Who just went thing? He's unlikely to go for a while, so let's get rid of the punch. Because I think if it gets around to the thing's turn, it's like, you know, it's probably not going to matter what's coming up after him. He might be our very last turn, so we'll do that. Okay, Mr. Skrull, because he's only got 1 more card, so it'll be Human Torch and Mr. Fantastic going next. Then Sue, and then Thing. So yeah, he's going to be going last. It doesn't matter how powerful his thing. So we want to keep something really powerful for him. Okay, so Mr. Fantastic, you're going next. Let's draw a card. Where are you? You're a bit far away from the action. What do we need here? Oh, you know what we didn't do? Sorry guys, we didn't heal him for 2. That's that same mistake I kept making in the last game, but let's do it this time. So we basically didn't take any damage off him, we just got the shield down. So now, what did we play before? We had a punch. He's going to need to use all of his movement just to get there. It is what it is. So he is going to use a wild there. At least this isn't going to be used by the Skrull in his next turn. So we're going to move 1, move 2, and he's going to do a single punch. So he's moving twice and doing a punch. That's going to reduce him down to how many health? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 health. Then Sue Storm's going to have her turn. Oh, and what's this ability? You may place a star token from the pool. Well, let's do it. Let's put another one to make that less likely to overflow. So she gets 1 card, and this one here. Ah, teamwork. Ah, oh no. Well, either way, I got 2. Either way, he's going to heal here, isn't he? But if I use the teamwork, then oh, I'm supposed to have another punch here, I think. Yes, I don't think I put the... Because there was this teamwork, and I've already used another... Yeah, so you're supposed to have another teamwork there. Sorry, guys. So, maybe have we got enough to do it this turn? Let's find out. I'm hoping so, because I don't know how we're going to go. If the Skrull gets one more turn, that could be a bit dicey, because we don't know what he's going to do. We know he's going to heal for 1. But at least this way I've placed this down, he's not going to... Oh, but yeah, he's not going to... because if I place that, he would also heal a crisis token as well. So we get to use everything here, plus all of this. So hopefully this is enough, because she's standing in the right location. So this could be it. Could be Invisible Woman for the win here. Okay, so... we just have to have 5 punching power, and I think we've got it, because we've got 1 punch, 2 punch, 3, 4, 5. So we were lucky. Lucky I remembered that we had that last punch token. Finally remembered to put it down, because, yeah, she can take him out. So there we go. Bam! Now, look at that teamwork. I was complaining about how the teamwork wasn't working too well, but as advertised, the teamwork came through in the win for us. And maybe I should have put that out earlier, because we were struggling there for a while, and they just didn't seem to... Well, that's right, they didn't come up earlier, did they? But they've come in with the 1-2 punch combination here. Who was it? I think Thing had, or Mr. Fantastic had done some damage over here and got him reeling, and then Thing had come in and done some clobbering, and then Mr. Fantastic came in again, and Sue Storm, right at the end, she does 1 punch, 2 punch, 3, 4, and 5 punch. She didn't need to move. So the Skrull goes down. We remove his 5 health there, and luckily we're able to do that, because otherwise he was going to heal at least 1 of that health, and then, yeah, who knows what he would have done. Yeah, so, yeah, how many of those teamwork cards did we get out by the end? We had 1 here, 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one. So we used 4 out of the 8, and you can see by the time you use like that 4th one, that's really good. You know, we would have even been able to put down another heroic there after that too. So quite good, interesting. It also sort of depends on like which teamwork cards come out first as well. You know, like as you know, if we had a lot of movement teamwork cards coming out earlier, maybe they wouldn't have been as useful. But we were very lucky to have Sue getting that when she got it. So she didn't have to use one of the wilds as movement, because we needed all 3 of those wilds to be punches. So yeah, very good. Let's see what the Skrull would have done. So we'd used that, and he would have been, let's see, he would have moved 4, and he would have bammed, and we had used a wild. So even if he didn't land on us, he would have been hitting people to the side of him. So he would have gone 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's not too bad, because there's only 1 person to the side. But then we're all pretty far away from him. Although it would have been Thing's turn next, so maybe that wouldn't have been too bad. But there you go. It wasn't to be for the old Super Skrull. And as far as I can tell, I don't think I've forgotten. I forgot a few rules in there, but I think we caught them. So that was a much more satisfying gameplay. Skrull, he got one up on us yesterday. Even with my cheating, he still took me out. So... yeah, good play to him. But he's an interesting character. Oh, sorry, that's not Skrull, that's Human Torch. He's an interesting character, the Skrull, because this is such a cool mechanic in the game, or mechanism in the game, with this teamwork. and it's really sort of fun to use with the Fantastic Four, but he really makes you reluctant to use it, because every time you use it, he's sort of healing up and buffing up and that sort of thing, you know, all those special cards. So that's interesting. There's another character, I think Spiral, who you can't use any, if you've seen the playthrough that I've done with that, you can't use any of your special cards, or at least you can't get the benefit of any of your special cards at all until you sort of complete a whole sort of section of her mission sort of thing. So it really makes, I mean, it's interesting, but it really, you don't get to use your cards at all. You know, there's just no choice. But in this one, it gives you that really tough choice. Like, you can still use them, and they give you powerful effects, but you're then buffing him up. So are your powerful teamwork cards getting enough? You're getting enough out of them to counteract the healing that he's done. And especially in the early game, it feels like a really bad payoff, because you're not doing much with those cards as they ramp up in the first couple of turns. So it just feels like you're helping him a lot and not helping yourself a lot. So yeah, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that game. I'm not sure how long that one took. I think it went a little longer than the previous game I played, but I think I've done a lot more talking and blabbering on about things in this one. But so I'll try and wrap it up quickly. But you guys know I rabbit on a little bit. Those of you that stick around for the whole video. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much for that. I've also wanted to say I'm really glad and excited to see that a lot of you, you know, I think I've said this the last couple of times, because so many of you are starting to get your games and stuff, but I think it's really starting to hit its stride now, and those people in the States who are still waiting, I think, are starting to get theirs. I think Canada, it's arrived there. I think it's starting to sort of go out in most Asian locations as well. So yeah, really good to see that. You know, I really sort of just was doing these videos, this video series, just to help that waiting time and give you guys something to watch while you were waiting for your games to arrive. Now you can dive in yourselves. So yeah, I'm not sure, you know, whether you guys think these videos are worthwhile or not, but yeah, let us know if you think I should, you know, still keep doing them, or, you know, do a few more. And, you know, whether you want me to do that. I think I'm planning on at least doing one more. I'd like to really play a game with Cloak and Dagger, and maybe get my wife playing, so that we can use those two characters that, similar to the Fantastic Four, they sort of have synergies that work together with their cards if you use them both together in the same game. But I'd also like to show off a multiplayer game where there's two people playing, and she's played this before and she's sort of expressed an interest in doing that. So that'd be sort of a fun sort of, maybe like a capping off of the series there. But yeah, let us know. You know, do you want me to keep doing these videos now that most of you have got your games now? Or you, were you mostly just watching because you had sort of no other way to sort of play it, sort of living vicariously through the YouTube, or yeah, or you know, do you want me to keep going? So yeah, see how we go. Otherwise, I'm starting to sort of enjoy putting some of these gameplay videos together and getting an idea of how they work and that sort of thing. So maybe I could try some different games. I've mentioned in the past that maybe hoping to do some gameplay for a game called Oko Chronicles. I've just got the G.I. Joe card game as well, or deck building game. So that one looks like it might be a fun one to play on the channel. So yeah, let us know what you'd like. You know, if there are any other games that maybe you're interested in, that I don't know if I've got them or not, but you can at least sort of suggest them. Yeah, but yeah, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that one. That was I hope that was exciting enough for you. It felt pretty exciting. It felt like a bit of a grind. Like felt like, oh, I'm under the pump here. Not getting a lot of those teamwork cards at least. But then it really sort of, I felt like I was sort of struggling at the end. But then it sort of came good, and I had like a heroic last sort of batch of turns there. So yeah, good sort of like arc to the game, I think. So Super Skrull, he's gone down to the heroes this time, and we'll see what happens next time. So if you've got any other suggestions too, by the way, guys, for any other team-ups or matchups that you'd like to see, let me know, and I'll see what I can do for you. But yeah, Maple Monkey out. Thanks, guys. See you later.